Hello, everybody. Welcome back to One Thing at a Time with Olivia and Hailey. How you doing, Hailey?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I am doing fabulosa. Is that a word?
No, it's Fabuloso. Wait, Fabul. What is it? What is the pink cleaner? Fabuloso, right? 100% Fabuloso.
I
It's
don't
pink.
know.
It smells amazing. Let's disinfect it.
Well,
Okay,
if
so do
you're
you want to tell everyone what we're talking about today?
we are going to be talking about how to start a business. And we have
Ooh,
we have we
what
have
kind of
bullet
business?
points. Specifically
We're ready.
oh my god. Stop talking over me. I'm gonna have an
I'm
aneurysm.
sorry. I think it's delayed because I talk whenever you break, and it sounds like there's no one talking.
Okay, I'd rather have breaks than, you know what I mean? When I'm
I'm
editing
sorry.
it, no, it's fine. It's fine. Just try to be better.
Shut the hell up. That's what you're trying to say nicely. So nicely.
um
You should make a cut clip of every time I cut you off.
that's gonna be the next TikTok that we go viral on. First of all, I just wanted to say, like, the response from our first episode was truly amazing. Like, thank you to everyone that listened. Um, we had no expectations for the podcast, really. But we were so excited to continue and, just give back to the community. I'm so excited.
Oh, I had people message me and tell me things, and I was like, please just don't play it to where I can hear it on a video because if I hear my voice, I might throw up.
No, yeah.
My
Yeah.
sister played it. I was mortified.
Yeah, I had people tell me that the audio was just chef's kiss. So that's what I like to hear.
Oh, period. Wait, really? Someone said that?
Yes. I
Wait, who
was
said
like,
that? Can you
period.
tell me?
Taylor.
Oh, yay! Yeah, she messaged me and gave me the best little voice encouragement. I was like, okay, I love you. We're bringing you on the podcast one day.
Oh my gosh,
We
yes,
need to.
co-host. Yes.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh, yes, we need to bring her on one day.
So,
Okay, we have 5 bullet points specifically. We could have made 20,000, but I think 5 will suffice for how to start a business.
yeah. And you're more of an expert on this than I am because I'm just like stupid. So,
I disagree. I think you're smart. I
whatever.
think that you just haven't sat down to think step by step like I have. Wait, I've done this way too much. And plus because I have had other little side not hustles, but little side kind of things that I'm into for a little bit, and they have been kind of focused around starting another business. I think I'm just a little more experienced with
You're just
starting more than just
such
one.
you are just such an entrepreneur. You're just so
Shut the freak up.
you're just Hailey has had a long day. Do we want to first talk about ourselves before we dive in? Because I'm really feeling like it.
Yes, you can talk about yourselves. I've had a very, very, very long day. I just got back from Pensacola. Basically, I'm very excited because I'm going to be taking pictures of one of the Blue Angels. Yep, for people that don't know who the Blue Angels are, they are the flight, the best of the best flight team in the Navy. And I'm going to take pictures of one of them because one of his girlfriends, number 6, I think he is number 5 or 6, but his girlfriend wants me to take their photos, so I'm really excited.
Oh,
So I
that's
went to
fun.
Pensacola. I went to Pensacola to meet the girl, and we hit it off, and we're besties now. And basically, I'm excited.
Aw, that's so cute. And you also got like a little mini vacay out of it.
A little mini vacay for sure, even though I was
Mm.
working on the vacay.
It's still mini vacay. We
So many
we
vacay.
we take whatever we can get, really.
Oh yes, yes we do. How has recovering been from COVID?
Oh yeah. So I had COVID and I'm doing good. Like I got let out of my confinement on Saturday. So I've been, being I'm kind of like I don't want to get sick again. Like stay away from me. Like can the 6 feet rule just be like a rule for every day? Cuz I don't want people around me.
There's too many Karens for that rule to still apply because there are way too many Karens. Also, like if there was a video, I would show you that I still have my bathing suit on, but also I unbuttoned my pants because I ate really good and I just unbuttoned it. So I'm just day chilling.
Yeah, so I mean, I've been good. Other than that, I've been working. I've been working on promoting the pod. While Haley's been slacking off and going on vacations, I've been working my butt off.
Stop. Stop. I love you so much. You're amazing. You're the best. And I seriously, that is your strong suit because I suck. I suck sometimes. And this is one of those times that I suck and you're the best. So I love you.
So, anyways, thanks.
The pat on the
Okay,
back. I know you needed it.
should we take this topic one thing at a time? You guys like the little slogan there? Oh.
I
Okay.
love you for that. Okay. Do you want to say the first point?
Yes. Okay. So I think it's pretty self-explanatory. If you want to start a photography business, get a camera, and then you can figure out if you want what kind of camera you want. There are a million different types. We'll kind of sort of dive in, but not really about cameras because cameras are just a whole nother topic.
Ooh. Yes. Okay, so there's two different types of cameras that you can get. I mean, like basic. We are Canon people, so we're going to be talking about Canon specifically, not Nikon, not Sony, nothing, just Canon. So there's mirrorless and then there's DSLR. Both are amazing. The biggest difference between both of them right now is price. So mirrorless, because it's newer, it is going to be more expensive. And then DSLR they're older, so they're going to be significantly less expensive. But you can have amazing pictures with a DSLR or a mirrorless. It doesn't matter. It's more about the user. Um, for beginners, I would probably suggest a mirrorless just because it's a lot easier to learn on a mirrorless than it is a DSLR. But if you're not wanting to put a lot of money up front, I would definitely suggest going and using a DSLR. And we can suggest mirrorless cameras and DSLRs, but you probably have more to add, especially about mirrorless cameras.
Yeah, do you want to hear a really unpopular opinion?
Oh God, no, but yes.
So I truly think that mirrorless is the next generation of cameras and that DSLRs are really going to be obsolete in a couple years because they're not making them anymore. For obvious reasons, it is much more expensive to make a DSLR than it is a mirrorless. But I recently made the switch to mirrorless. I have the Canon R, which is the first generation Canon R series camera, I guess. I don't know. I'm not an expert on cameras, so do not roast me. But um she's
That's
laughing.
funny.
Um
That's funny. It's a
but
good camera, even if it's not the very
it
first one. It's like one of the more basic because like
it's
everyone raves about the
it's a
R6
great
and the
camera.
R5.
Um
Yeah.
Another unpopular opinion, the R6 is a flop. Sorry.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna make people upset. Basically,
I just
we
have
are.
I just have higher standards for cameras and the R6 is not it.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Sorry. Sorry
I
to all
am
my R6
also.
people.
So
Sorry.
honestly, I think that mirrorless cameras are the way of the future, but just like okay, just because film right now is super popular, and I think that it'll always be popular, and I don't think it's going to go anywhere. So I think that it's the same for DSLRs. Like I think that even if it just becomes a collector's item, I think that people are still going to shoot with them because I still shoot with them, and I love the way that my Mark II takes photos. I love it. I highly suggest it. It was like super duper cheap, super duper affordable for what I'm getting because it's a full frame camera. There's also like in the DSLR type of deal, there is a full frame and then there's a crop sensor. Basically, a crop sensor is it literally like zooms in an extra little bit in every photo that you take. It is literally a cropped sensor. And like it takes the quality of your images down a little bit just because it's a lesser quality, more inexpensive, but you can still get like phenomenal pictures. Like in the beginning of my photography. I had a basic DSLR, and you would never be able to tell my some of my other cameras. It's more about the lens. We'll get into that maybe in a different time, but you need a good camera. I would suggest either the M50. That is a mirrorless camera. It's under 1,000. Um, I would also suggest probably not the Mark series for starting out. I would probably suggest like a Canon Rebel T7, T6, because they're like literally you can find them for $300 off eBay. And if you don't end up pursuing a business or photography, you just have a nice camera to have. So it's nice. Do you have any suggestions for cameras?
No, you pretty much touched on it. I started out with a Canon T7. Um, and it was great. I mean, it was a great camera. Like my first professional camera. Like we touched on how I had a point and shoot and all of that, but my
Yeah,
first
which is
professional
explain what a point and shoot is.
a point and shoot camera is literally just a picture that you point and it shoots. So you don't have to mess with any of like the settings or anything. It's always an auto. And it shoots in JPEG, which it doesn't shoot in RAW, which if you do not know what RAW is, it's a format that the camera shoots in, and it just it's if I go on and on about RAW, then this this is gonna be an hour-long episode. But basically, RAW CR2, the file is just a format that the camera shoots in, and it has better picture quality and whatever. We can get into that later, but
To wrap up, point number one, get a camera. Yes, it does matter what kind, but at the same time, like it doesn't really. You just need the first step is to get a camera, no matter what. So
right,
even if it's raunchy, because we all started somewhere.
we really did.
We really, really did. Okay, so what kind of business do you want to start? So that's our point number two. And I say this because there are different types of businesses that you can start within photography. So let's say that you're super artsy, you like the editing side. Let's say you want to start making presets and selling them. Like that's a whole different type of business than if you want to just be a service-based business and give people literally pictures in exchange for money. Or what's another service based? Like even if you wanted to edit other photographers' photos, like that would
Yes,
be a different business.
outsourcing. Yes.
Yes, or like a business coach. There's a whole different. So basically, if you want to be a service, I guess the services kind of fall under one umbrella, and then like products. So like if you were to sell shirts, if you were to sell something physically, of course there's like physical and then there's like virtual, but it would more so be like something physical or something like service based. So photography will go into. We have the most experience with photography, so we're gonna go more in depth about that, but if you have a service-based industry, you need to niche down, which Olivia, you can explain what niching is, but you need to niche down the type of service-based industry that you want to go into.
So, obviously, when you start, it's always better to try out every single type of photography and then niche down which one you like. And niching, it's basically just a made up word, but I don't know if it's made up. I just kind of said that. It's
Me?
funny. Yeah.
Okay, so it is not a made-up word. So
Well,
it's
anyways, it's a funny
people
word.
debate. It's niche or niche. I think it's niche, 100%, but people beef about that. It's like one of those
Well,
things.
anyways, it's basically just finding a skill set that you're good at, pretty much. Like, are you wanting to be a family photographer, a wedding photographer, like we, or a couple, specifically a couples photographer, or do you want to shoot newborns? Do you want to do boudoir? Do you want to, all this other stuff? Branding, that's a good one. Because I think there's a lot of like, what is it called? Stigma? Is that the word?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think there's a
stigma.
lot of
Yeah.
stigma in the photography community that you have to like to be successful, you have to be a wedding photographer. That is not true. You
Period.
can be successful and do families, there's a big market for families. There's a big market for babies. There's a big market for branding. You just have to figure out what you want to do and then do it. Ooh, maternity. That's yeah. She was she was like making the belly. Maternity
I didn't
is
want to interrupt you, so that was my way of being like, "Hey, maternity."
I'm gonna
There's
add it
been
to my
like,
clips.
I'm sorry.
Just kidding.
I had a previous bride of mine who basically got like a newborn maternity bundle package through a photographer that was pretty much only like kind of not family oriented, but like baby, newborn, maternity, that type of realm. And she she obviously went to the expert geared towards that because obviously like I'm more of a lifestyle feel, more candid, so I'm not very like studio lights, structured baskets, like little marshmallow props for babies. So of course she went with her because she knows she is like literally honed her craft of doing straight up newborns and maternity. And I forget my point in making. I forget what I
There
was.
is always someone there's a
Oh, niche, yeah, yeah, yeah. So she markets herself. She marketed herself so that my bride wanted to go to her because that's what she was niching down. That's what she portrayed herself as. Whereas I, obviously, in wedding, if she booked me for her wedding, she booked me for her engagement session. She booked me for her like the beginning of her love story. And even though like she'll still come back, I will eventually grow and I might not even be in her price point of like a family anymore. And I'll be more so busy with like weddings that I won't even necessarily. And I want to only post things that I know this kind of bleeds into our next point, but you want to only post the things that you want to get back.
right. Yes, that's so important. But I think when you're first starting out, to gain clientele, you're gonna want to branch out and then you can niche. So like, I started out, you know, doing everything because I just didn't know. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Hold on. Sorry.
COVID.
I I didn't know
Rona
what I
girl.
I didn't know what I wanted to do, and then I dipped my toes in the wedding world, and I started only posting weddings because that's what I wanted to do. So you just kind of have to figure that out for yourself. That's not something that you can be taught. Um, just kind of get out there and go get them. Go get them,
Oh, period.
tiger.
Ew. I didn't start out doing weddings. I didn't start out doing couples. I knew that I wanted to do couples just because I don't know. I loved the idea, but I started out doing seniors.
Yeah,
I
don't
still do
forget where you
seniors.
belong. Don't forget where you belong, Haley.
I love doing senior sessions. But I know some photographers who hate doing seniors. Like they got out as soon as they could and pivoted as quickly as they possibly could.
I am one of those photographers.
I don't know. It's okay. It's not for everybody. Like there are some photographers that do content days. Like if you want to be a photographer that's geared for other photographers, like you'd probably go into like the branding space or like the content day space, which content days could literally be a whole episode within itself. But basically, content days are for people that want to literally get content for their website, their Instagram, their Facebook, basically a fake wedding essentially to get like the dreamiest perfect pictures and they're hosted 9 times out of 10 for photographers by photographers but I know there's some people that literally only take pictures at their content days and that's all they do because they want to be more like editorial focused, more Vogue, that type of feel vibe. So there I guess our main like point to that is saying like pick the type of business that you want to start even if it takes you a minute to niche down. Just kind of pick like, oh, I want to start out with creating preset, I want to start out with doing like family sessions, or I just literally want to take pictures of people. I don't care what it is, at least it's like, oh, you picked it's a service-based industry.
Very good. I don't have anything else to add.
Okay, good.
I think you're
We can
pretty
go to the next point.
I'm like your teacher. Very good, child. Very good. A plus.
A plus.
Okay. Do you want me to talk about the next point?
Yes. You can talk
Okay.
about
So I would say start an Instagram, branch out on all different types of platforms. Start an Instagram, a website. Um, More specifically, I would say that if you're trying to cater towards a specific audience, obviously know the audience that's on every single platform. Um, and I would just promote yourself more on that platform than others. Like we both started on Instagram. That's where we started. And then
I lied.
we
That's a lie. That's a lie. I
oh,
started on
sorry.
Facebook.
Oh, well,
I started on Facebook.
okay, well, Facebook and Instagram are the same company, they intertwine.
Technically, it's meta.
It's so meta.
It's so meta.
Girl, it's so meta. I don't even think Mark Zuckerberg knows what meta means, but that's okay.
That's fine. It's fine.
Anyways,
They're
let's dust that
listening.
let's dust that under the rug. Oh yeah. Anyways, tell your Instagram that you love it today so that they can give you views.
Yes, we love you, Instagram. Heart face,
We
heart face,
love you,
heart face.
Instagram and Facebook. Anyways, but I started on Instagram, Hailey started on Facebook. On Instagram you can get a particularly younger audience because that's the type of people that are on Instagram. Facebook, you're going to get more of an older, not like old, you know what I mean, but like an older crowd, like more millennial type. Gen Z is on Instagram. Okay.
Yes.
So,
Period.
so I would just figure out, do some research and get on the little Google and try and see what kind of people are on each platforms and then you can branch out from there. Um,
So I want to add something to that point right
Go
there.
ahead. I will allow you to speak.
So so I hate you. I think that the point of a website, a lot of people don't understand the point of it, and I think that it's so important to add very early on because you want to eventually get to a point where you're getting inquiries, you're getting clients from everywhere, not just solely on one place. Because what if Instagram, like went out of business tomorrow? I mean, I don't think that they will, but
What if
every time that
Instagram
there
shut
is,
down?
yeah, well, they did, and everyone freaked out.
So
But
true.
yet, the people that still were getting website inquiries, like that, literally remembered, like, oh, hey, we have photography. Let me just go see, type her name in Google. My inquiries were still coming in. I was fine, you know. Versus people that only put all of their eggs in one basket, they're not necessarily going to. The point is to just expand and grow, and you can really do that with a website, even if it's just a contact form and a few pictures. It doesn't need to be the most elaborate $10,000 like branding sesh, but I mean, I do think that in the future, like if you do want to take your business very seriously, you need to invest in your business, and part of that is hiring a graphic designer or even doing it yourself, but taking pride in your website, because you're taken 10 times more seriously when you have a better website. But you need to have like cohesive branding. We could do a whole branding episode, and we could do a whole branding, like everything, how to be cohesive across all platforms. But basically, my point in saying that is, like, you want to stick with one platform and then you want to expand. But I would say the most important ones would be either Facebook, Instagram, one or the other, if not both, and then a website. And then you can kind of link them all and kind of make it all like a merry-go-round. And then from there, if you want to make a Twitter, if you want to make a TikTok, if you want to make a whatever. But I think right now, honestly, Instagram is probably the best place to start.
Are you just saying that because they're listening?
No, I'm not just saying that because I'm saying that because I wish I would have done it sooner, because I started with Facebook because I was too scared to start with Instagram, because I thought everyone would make fun of me if I had like 0 followers, and I waited. That's the only reason why I waited. And I feel
They
like I could
do.
have like hopped on a better opportunity if I had started on Instagram versus
They
Facebook.
do. They do make fun of you. It's okay.
It's fine.
I'm just kidding. I wanted to like kind of backtrack. Um, Totally unrelated, but the whole thing about how you said that you can about the website. Let me just be kind of an example. I did my website all by myself with a little
Woo!
help of an Etsy template. I did it all by myself. So you can do your website by yourself if you're trying to save some money. But Yeah. Just do it. Just do
I
it.
don't recommend doing it yourself. It's way, way, way too much time, energy,
Anyways.
and work.
Anyways, Haley's a hater.
I'm okay. No, I'm not a hater of Olivia. I think Olivia's website is phenomenal. She's one of the few people that can genuinely, like, her website, phenomenal. I never in a million years would have guessed that it's freaking a template off of Etsy that she did herself. But there are some photographers that have their own websites on, like, Pixie Set, and it's just not professional. Like, I had one, it was not professional. Like, it was not, I mean, yes, it like was clean, it was easy, it did the job, for a long time. But when you want to take your business to the next level and you want to be legit, like, you need a good website, you need a legit website. So
I would say if you have the patience to make a good website, then do it. I did my website the first time I had COVID, so
oh my gosh, literally, if you need a good website maker, Gale Studios, chef's kiss, love her, she's amazing. She literally did branding, she did everything for me. I love my website, I live, breathe everything. It was so good. And then Hannah Evans did my branding photos. Oh, I love it, and I would invest 1,000 times because it was just 10 times easier to have people do it for me, because I could just kind of focus on my business and the back end of everything versus focusing on, like, the fine tune, like, fonts and stuff. And I have an eye for it, but I don't have the patience for it when it comes to myself. So, but Olivia killed it, and I love you. And I'm not a hater. I don't have the patience.
hold on. My mom let Yoshi in. Yoshi, do you not want to be in here? I tried to tell her that. Hold on, let me let her
Yogi
out.
Bear.
Hold
Yogi
on.
Bear.
Break. Here, Haley, sing.
Intermission. Do,
Intermission.
do, do,
Yoshi,
do,
I
do,
know.
do, do, do. Okay, wait. I do have a very unrelated question. It's very serious, so I need your undivided attention.
Okay.
If you were One Direction or band member, which one would you be and why?
So I'm definitely this is a very serious question. Thank you for asking this. Um so I took a test when I was younger, like one of those
BuzzFeed
one of
quizzes?
those one of those BuzzFeed quizzes, and they said I'm mostly like Zayn, and I think that's just so rude because I would never leave. And that's just honestly so rude and so just criminal. But they said I was Zayn, but I really feel, I truly in my heart I feel like a Niall. What about you?
I like that. I'm Harry Styles.
You're a Niall? We
No, I'm
can't.
Harry Styles.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say we can't both be a Niall.
I think that I'm Harry Styles because you know how Simon was like, I think Liam is the leader of One Direction, and it ended up being
He never
obviously
said that.
Harry.
He never said that.
I swear to
Simon
God.
Simon never said that. Liam said that about himself.
Ooh, well, that's
Yeah.
controversy. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's really funny.
Did you see the video that they put out about Harry singing his first song?
The two, oh yes, oh yes. I thought you were
Oh,
talking about the conspiracy with him having a toupee, but yes, him singing his first song. I was like, it
wasn't bad, but it was just one of those that is
was
like
bad.
it was no, it wasn't. I will literally support him till I die. So, but it wasn't bad. It was just like the beginning part was bad.
Oh, also, I have one more very, very important question for
Go
you.
ahead. This
Um,
is like the hot seat.
if you if you were a Taylor Swift song, which one would you be and why?
Oh, okay. So tomorrow is August 1st for those. I mean, we're going to post this later. So it is beginning of folklore season. And so I'm really just resonating with folklore. Folklore is my favorite album. What about you?
I'm gonna go with her, like, OG stuff because, like, I was a kid and like Romeo and Juliet, like, my jam.
So, if I was a Taylor Swift song, and this is just so sad, but this is the one I resonate with the most, is probably My Tears
Like,
Ricochet.
okay. It's like this is your all time, like from beginning to end of Taylor Swift right now.
My Tears Ricochet.
Okay, all right. Why?
Because my tears do be ricocheting.
That's good. That's good. This is quality entertainment right here. I needed to know for my sanity.
Actually, hold on. Because
I think this says a lot about a person.
this is really hard because she has so many albums. I feel like I could pick one for every album.
No, that's
Hailey,
not the rules.
Hailey, this is so difficult. Okay, because sometimes
Like,
I'm really feeling like 1989.
mm, I'm digging that. I dig that. I'm not
Ugh,
a lover stan. I mean, okay. I'm not a hater, but I'm not a lover.
I'm cutting that out. Maybe I'll put it in so that all the Taylor Swift fans will come for you because that is just criminal that you said that.
I feel like we're Evie and Lindsay right now because Lindsay loves Taylor Swift and Evie's like, I could do without her. I just like her old stuff. Like, I'm just diehard for her like old stuff.
Guys, get them.
Okay, well, I was a Bieber girl. Okay,
Oh, ew.
I was a believer.
I
Still
think
am.
my
I
I
still
think
am.
no, I think My Tears Ricochet is a good one for me. It changes with
Okay.
season. I'm not like sad, guys. Hold on. Let me disclaimer. I'm not a sad person, but sometimes like my tears, you know, just ricochet.
Ricochet. Okay, good, good, good. I
Ricochet.
just needed to know that.
Fill in the blank. Yeah, I just think that Taylor Swift we're getting off topic. I just think that Taylor Swift is just such like a lyrical genius that it sometimes is so hard for me. She is such an intellectual. She be making up words sometimes. I'm just like I have to listen to her songs and then look up what the words mean. Honestly,
Oh yeah, like I
she's
think that
go
anyone
ahead.
that disagrees that she isn't an amazing writer, like, is lying. Okay, like clearly she's doing something right. Clearly, clearly. But
Yeah, and you're over here like the people that are talking badly about her, you're over here flipping hamburgers. Like seriously, get a grip. Anyways,
oh,
I
I mean, some people got to pay the bills. Some people got to pay the bills.
like
Photo girl.
don't be a hater. Like I'm just saying. And the same thing about the people that hate on Harry Styles. I am a
Mm,
Taylor Swift and Harry Styles stan. Do not ever say anything bad about them to me because you will not win.
period.
Anyways, we're getting off topic. Welcome back
It's
to One Thing
okay.
at a Time.
Seriously. Okay. I think we pretty much wrapped up everything in the last. The next point is get HoneyBook. Just get HoneyBook. It's amazing. It helps with client contracts. It helps with being pricing. It helps with contact forms. It helps with calendars. Like, you can put everything. You can make automations. Everything that you could possibly need. The biggest thing being contracts. HoneyBook literally has, and it's so easy to use. There's so many YouTube videos. There's so many, like, the little chat box. I've had to chat with them a few times because I'm like not the best with like technology. They're
She's technologically inclined, so
Yes, yeah, Olivia's like amazing. She reads the instructions to things and I don't. Like, I'm let's crumple it up, throw it away, and then look for it later in the trash kind of girl.
yeah.
But it would be get HoneyBook or Unscripted. Unscripted, I actually have 100% worth the money. I don't know how much it is now. I think it did go up like significantly in price, but they have tons of poses if you're like not wanting to use Pinterest. So, and they also have like tons and tons of education and like edible templates and stuff that all are included in either the subscription or the lifetime membership. I got the lifetime membership. Do you have it? Unscripted?
No, I
Oh,
stopped
well,
using it when they tried to make me pay to see what time the sun sets, and I said, no.
oh, I paid. It literally was, I think, maybe $100 when I first started, and that's what I used as my. They also have contracts. They have everything that you could possibly need. I do think it is at a higher price point for than HoneyBook, and it is a little less user friendly than HoneyBook, but it's still amazing, and it's just like personal preference. They also have an option now that you can like do a lot more, whereas before it didn't. And then also, doesn't Pixie Set have like a client?
Now they do. They expanded. I don't use Pixie Set, so I use PicTime.
So Pixie Set is basically pretty much for photographers. Like I would say that people that aren't photographers wouldn't really benefit from it because you can do like your client galleries through it.
And the fun thing about HoneyBook is when you do get paid through it, it makes a really cute cha-ching sound. So I know
It,
that
it, it does.
this I know that this sounds like an ad for HoneyBook, and I swear it isn't, but HoneyBook, I mean, slide in these DMs.
Yes, for real. I do. I've grown to absolutely like love the ching sound, and like I love whenever people are like, "Oh, what's this sound?" I'm like, it's just me getting paid.
This is me getting
Casual.
paid, period. Um, yeah, HoneyBook is a really good CRM. And if you don't know what CRM is, that is client relationship manager. So it basically lays out all of your clients. You can put their dates in, like what date their wedding is or what date you have scheduled them for a photo shoot. The calendar links to your Google Calendar so that you never like overbook yourself. Haley High is guilty of.
Mm,
Anyways,
another day, another time. Just let's just like graze over that.
anyways, um but it lays everything out for you. It's so organized and it keeps everything in one place instead of like all over the place, you know. It's just one software that you can use, and it keeps everything in its place. And I'm super like, I hate when things are scattered. That's why when I have people that message me not in my platform, I'm like, whoa, hold up. So
For real.
I always redirect people to inquire through my website because it just throws me off my loop, you know? So that's that. I really am a supporter of HoneyBook, and I think they're great. So
So yeah, I think that if you want, you have options. Pixie Set I think has a free version. Honeybook I do not believe has a free version, but Unscripted has a free version, but I don't know how much is included, but definitely try them out. I know all of them do have like a free trial period that you can, but all of them you can link in the bio of your Instagram, and then they can all redirect everybody, and it just makes your life and everybody else's life easier. And then if you wanted to kind of connect it to a website, they could literally go look at all your portfolio work and then be like, oh, okay, then I could just click this button to contact me. That would bring me to my just to inquire. And then I have it to where you get a style guide whenever you inquire with me, regardless of if you book or not. You still get one, or you can put whatever you want, even if it's a welcome guide. I have the second you book or the second you send an inquire, I have a welcome guide, so it kind of just gives you like what to expect almost. So it's very very easy. It keeps your like entire life together. And coming from someone that completely overbooked myself and spread myself too thin because I thought I could just all put it in my calendar and just be very vague with it. Like I was just live and learn, live and learn, live and learn.
exactly. And now you're a better person out of it. Good job, Haley.
I'm still learning. I'm still learning.
You Yeah. Gosh, she needs a lot of TLC, but no, I'm just kidding. You've gotten a lot better since, that one
Yeah,
incident
except
that
oh, you mean yeah, we're just not gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
I book myself too. I just spread myself too thin. I can't say no. Yeah, I think like just to wrap it up, we can just get some type of client management. It'll make everyone's life easier. You'll be more legit so that whenever you do want to start taking your business more seriously, you're already set up.
Bingo. All right. The last bullet point. Can you be quiet? Thank you. The last bullet point that we have here is I can hear you gulping. This
I'm sorry, hold up.
That is foul. Oh my gosh, you just chugged that. You're gonna have to pee. Wow.
Sorry.
Anyways.
I was really fussy.
Okay. All right. The last bullet point that we have is get in the community. And what do we mean by that? We mean get into Facebook groups, find Instagram friends, just put yourself out there. I think with photography, you really have to be an extrovert in some, like, you really have to be an extrovert to be in this profession, like, really. And I think it's good to get yourself out there, like me and Hailey did. Like, we met each other through Instagram. We would not be friends if we did not meet each other through Instagram. And you just have to put yourself out there. You have to reach out to people. You have to be like, hey, bestie, hey, girly, ew, hey, girly, I am
You're a hey
getting.
girly girl.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Do not put those false narratives on me. I'm not a hey girly girl. And if I ever get caught slipping in my DMs, y'all can come at me, but I do not do that.
Really?
You
You're
are.
a broke girl. I'm a hey. Shut the freak up. I am, and I'm not ashamed. I am who I am. I'm proud.
Yeah, just basically get involved. There are a ton of Facebook groups that you can join. Um, Maybe we'll give a few. I don't know. Just throw them out there. But there's a ton of Facebook groups that you can join. Try and find groups that are catered to what you want to do. Like me and Hailey are in a bunch of like brides of 2023, brides of 2022, or, there's all sorts of Facebook groups. There's all sorts of things that you can get involved in to just expand and promote yourself, really. That's what it's for. It's to promote yourself and grow. So, do you have anything to add?
So I'm going to say yes. I'm gonna be completely transparent. People are not gonna like if like there's photographers listening to this, they're not gonna like this. But in order to make money, like you're gonna have to do some free things. Like no one's gonna trust you to take their photos when you have no experience. So reach out to your family, say, hey, can I just take a few pictures? Because you're gonna probably get only 15 photos in a 45-minute session when you're first starting. I know that's what I could do. I didn't know how to pose. Like I didn't know how to work lighting. I didn't know all the things that I know now that if I hadn't have given people free things, then I never would have learned. Like I'm still giving people free things because there's some ideas that I just want to do, and the only way that I can do it creatively and expressively the way I want to is if I do it for free. Because if I have this like pressure almost to perform whenever people are paying me, I do still think I make amazing content whenever I do have that pressure, but it's a freeing feeling to do things for free, especially when you're first starting out. So you're not pressured to spend 3 hours getting like 40 photos, if you know what I mean. So my like biggest piece of advice of like building a community and pushing it on Instagram would be get as much content as much as you can, like as much as you can. And that might mean doing some work for free. And not to sell yourself short, don't do that forever, but you have to in order to. I've never met someone that could. The people that started out charging like $75 with no experience, they're not photographers anymore. They didn't get the clientele because they couldn't get anyone because no one trusted them because they didn't have any work, if you know what I mean. But I definitely think Facebook groups for photographers and brides, just because you need to fuel yourself just as much as you need to fuel the bride's wants, needs, desires. So I think Facebook groups, Instagram in general, there is some Instagram groups. I find them like more annoying because you can't turn the notifications off. But just meeting
Yeah.
like photographers that you're inspired by, not even necessarily like groups or like I say friends, but like people that you follow that you're inspired by. Never ever follow people because they follow you. Only follow people that you truly gain inspiration from or you want a relationship with. Be very intentional with everyone that you follow and every post that you make. Don't just post on a whim just because you have to. Like be very intentional, especially when you're first starting out. So yeah, that's
Um,
my
I'm trying to think of about the whole shooting for free thing. I think a lot of photographers, and this is just if you're a photographer, I'm sorry to say this, but it's so true. We have this kind of ego that I think we get wrapped up in the, oh, well, my art, blah, blah, blah. But, you, I mean, let's be real. We all have an ego and it is what it is, but it gets to the point of, when is it? I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but I think that photographers that are telling you not to shoot for free for a little bit. I'm not saying that you have to shoot for free forever and ever, but you know, dip your
When you're
toes
first
in.
starting out.
Right. Dip your toes in. Don't I mean, people are going to have so many opinions when you're starting photography, like, OMG. And there's going to be some people that do not want to help you, and that is okay. Find people that do want to help you and find people that are in the same stage as you, and so that you guys can grow together. Because that's what I would recommend to do.
I have people that are still, I don't want to say jealous, but still envious. Like I've had way too many people that are like way too negative that like, or they're just straight up, they're envious and they're jealous to a point where they copy what I do. Where like I had an incident where I had my website be copied and I had to literally pay for a completely new one because someone like me and someone were friends. And they said that they got a lot of inspiration from me. And I'm assuming that that led to this is what I want to be. And instead of doing it their own take, because there's nothing original. There is nothing original. Like my rebrander, I'm sure got inspiration from someone who got inspiration from someone and it evolved. But for you need to get out there. You need to get friends. You need to gain as much experience as you possibly can. And you need to market yourself and brand yourself. So, yeah.
Mhm. Totally agree. I think we've all encountered a situation in just life where you have been copied, but at the same time, I kind of take that as like a form of flattery too. Like, oh, like you want to copy me? Wow, I must be doing something right. So if you ever get
Someone
into,
did that to you.
yeah, well, we
Someone
won't talk about
full on someone full on like for me mine was like pretty much you could her website was my website. Like if you saw ours you would be able to be like, oh, I don't remember who's they're very different colors, but it wasn't carbon copied to a point where it was like my logo, my everything. But poor Olivia homegirl got hers copied and pasted, like legit copy and pasted.
that. Yeah, it wasn't a website, it was something else, but like I just take that as a form of, flattery, and obviously, you can't control what they're going to do, so just let them do it and let them learn, and hopefully have someone call them out for it. But like, you know just if you ever get into that situation, I really wouldn't care too much. Just do it better.
Yeah, period. That's for sure. But there are going to be people that like aren't on your side. There's going to be people that don't want you to do good and they're going to be jealous that you even started. So might as well just start. I know a lot of people that are like the reason why they haven't started was because they're scared of what people think. I think that the idea of people caring what people think when it comes to starting your own business is stupid. I think it's dumb. I think that it's ridiculous because at the end of the day, it's your life. And they're not the ones out there putting themselves out there trying to make money, trying to earn a living, trying to live their best life. And they're going to be the ones that ultimately hurt themselves, not you.
Period.
So that's my tea. I'm off my soapbox. I could talk about this for hours. I literally just,
This has been fun. Do we have
this has
anything
been
else to
fun.
add? That was our last bullet point, but I always feel like we have something to add because we just talk like our heads off. But if there's nothing to add, then I guess we can wrap it up, or we can ask another stupid question.
Oh my
Hot
gosh.
seat.
Please ask me a stupid question. I asked
Um,
you two. Yep, that's me one.
do you have anything else to add before we wrap up the seriousness?
Um, I think that. Oh, I totally. Okay, if I were to give you guys what we use starting out gear, I used a 50 millimeter 1.8 T6 Canon Rebel. You can get it off eBay. You can get it all secondhand. The 50 millimeter is like $125, I think, on eBay, maybe even less. Yeah, Canon T6. And then I would suggest Honeybook and starting on Instagram, because that's where, like, I don't know, I would go. And then just kind of cater to that and roll with it. But that was my gear when I first started. It's more about the lenses than it is the camera. We'll do an episode geared around all gear. That's funny. I got that together, but it's hard because there's so much. There's like all kinds of like settings. Like you could do a whole episode on settings, but like all you really need to even begin is like throw your camera in auto, get like a 50 1.8 millimeter Canon lens, and you're good to go. So that's all that I wanted to add. But you can do it. I believe in you. Just do it. YOLO.
Just do it. No balls.
No balls.
Okay. So we are officially done with all the seriousness. And I really feel like this can become a segment where we're done talking about all the seriousness. Let's talk about something silly. So I'm going to look up the most. Okay. So, the whole she's a 10, but we should
Yes,
do that. We should do that for photographers. Like
I agree.
things that we do. Okay. So,
I have one.
okay, go ahead.
She's a 10, but she's a 10, but doesn't care about the guests. Looking at the wedding's just about her shot, so she gets in everybody's way.
Um, she's still a 10.
She's still a 10, but only delivers black and white sneak peeks.
A 4. A 4. I'm not a hater towards black and white, but all of them 4. 4. Okay. She's a 10. She's a 10, but
Oh dear.
she
She's a 10, but hates on DSLR cameras and says they're crap.
she's an 11. Okay. she's she's a 10, but she has to be first in line in the buffet or else she is very rude.
10 out of 10. And I know you're coming for me with that one. Before bride and groom and everything. She's a 10, but she gets litty titty at weddings. At the bar.
She's a 10.
No, she's a 3.
You think she's a 3?
Yeah, she can't work on the job. Liddy, you can get Liddy at home, not on the job.
Sometimes people, yeah, well, I guess if it's different if you're a guest, but sometimes people invite like the brides and grooms and stuff, even the drunk groomsmen, sometimes they invite us to drink, and I'm like, who do you think I am?
She's a 10, but she made the bride and groom stop before their first kiss so she could adjust her setting.
Have you seen?
TikTok?
Yes, I saw that video. I was like, OMG, nuh-uh. Oh my gosh.
Also, side note, my laugh is so dang annoying. I'm starting to laugh away from the camera. I mean, from the microphone. I'm starting to laugh away from the microphone because I hate the way I laugh. So please ignore it. Thank you. Have a great day.
Okay. Are you done being insecure?
Uh-huh.
I feel like I just sound so mean in this podcast, but that's when you know that I'm like truly recovered from my illness because this is me, guys. This is me. Love it or hate it.
It is.
Like
Yes, it is,
um
unfortunately.
she's a 10, but she falls in the pond backwards while the bride is walking down the aisle. Have you seen that video?
No, but a 10. A
I'm gonna
10.
send it to I'm gonna send it to you. It went viral on TikTok and it was the funniest thing ever. I think it was actually a videographer, so it makes me feel like kind of less bad. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But it
She's
was
a 10, but she doesn't work well with others.
No, I do work well with others, guys. I swear. But yeah, there's this like unspoken like feud between photographers and videographers. I'm sure videographers feel the same exact way about us. So it's okay.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay, I think we need to
There,
wrap
it
up.
is a little unspoken. Okay, fine.
Well, I'm just saying, I think we need to wrap up because this has been a fun segment of all what should we name it? Um, we've been I don't know. We can think of a name.
I could see your gears like turning as you're trying to think. That was so funny. You're like,
My head was just moving in a million directions and my eyes were just like swirling in the back of my head. Well, I was trying to think of something clever, but so Haley likes to do this thing where she waits all day for us to film, and then it ends up being like 9 o'clock. And what's funny is like she doesn't think about the fact that I work a normal job and that I have to be up tomorrow by 5 a.m. But she doesn't care, you know?
I love you so much. I'm sorry.
It's okay. But let's go ahead and wrap up. I think that
Okay.
we've covered some serious girl bossing today.
Ser- Literally never say that again. But yes, I guess we have been getting all the things for this amazing podcast. I think we had really good points, honestly. And like, if you have a business that's focused more towards like clothing, or if you have a like you want to start a clothing brand, or I don't know, something like that we didn't talk about, just reach out to one of us and we can like get you connected to the right things because there's so many resources. It is literally 2022 and there's so many YouTube University, y'all. YouTube University.
I thought you were going to say it's 2020, and I was like, holy crap, she is behind.
A little bit behind, but no, it's 2022. So if there's so many people that can help you with everything. But yeah, if you need us, you know where to find us at Hailey High Photography on all platforms.
So true. And you can find me at Olivia Rodriguez Photos on every platform except for Facebook. That is Olivia Rodriguez Photography. Whoops. Because I do not know how to change it. And yeah. Okay,
Well,
Haley.
I hope everyone has an amazing rest of their evening, day, morning, whatever time of the day you're listening to this because you're amazing people and you rock and I love you. So thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. We really enjoy you guys being so supportive, and we're so excited to continue.
Just join us next week for when we talk about
What to expect on wedding day is if you have decided that you want to niche down to wedding photography, join us next week for what to expect on wedding days. Even if you're a bride or a groom and you want to know what to expect from photographers on your wedding day, rock and roll it and listen because tips, tricks, hacks, life advice, we're here for it.
we just want to thank you guys again and we love you and we will see you next week. Bye.
All right, bye.